y'all once all of y'all invited when I do my home warming party.
Yes.
But go ahead and help me get in there.
Yep.
And then we'll go from there.
So, let me ask you a question. Okay, so, all the programs that you talked about, is that strictly for your first home?
First home.
All of them?
Right.
Okay, so once you get to your first home, then you
Right.
come back to any of these type of resources?
No, not as of right now. This is for a first-time home buyer. So with our, the company, Christopher Michael George, he wanted to eliminate any excuse for not getting into a home. You know, so that's why I joined this company. His why is the same as my why. I want to see, especially my people that look like me, to take the first step to the American dream, which is home ownership. At least you know, once you got that, you got, like you talked about earlier, legacy that you could pass down. That's the beginning, that's the nucleus of intergenerational wealth. You gotta take that first step. Mm-hmm. And you own your own home first, you know. Then you can go from there. But he got something coming up the sleeve too, I'm not supposed to talk about, but he got something where he's gonna combine the student loans, supposed to be coming this year. And instead of, we're gonna eliminate that student, because we're killing that. That's what I told them. This is killing our community, student loans.
Mm-hmm.
You go to these schools and you get $100,000 worth of student loans, and we want to make 50. So I got to count 1% of that payment, which is going to be $1,000 a month. So he's coming up with something where we're going to finance the mortgage and the student loans together, so we don't have to count that against you. You know, so and it's going to be exclusive to CFG.
That is,
you know, so
super awesome.
Because I see, we had a home buying seminar in November. It's about 25 of us. You know, one person got approved. Because the prerequisite for getting in was you had to fill out an application. I had 24 turned down because most of the name, 90% was student loans. You know, the credit, okay, but the student loans kill us. I'm not sure. And you go to other communities, you know, Hispanic, you guys, the immigrants come over here, they skip college. They go straight to business. They don't have that on. Right. And they're ready to go. 19, 20 years old, ready to go. You know, and they own their home young. Right. Own their home young, that way they can put one towards the principal, so they damn near paid out by the time they're in the 20s and low 30s. And they got a rental property. And they first generation, they just got there, boom. I got people that just got there like yesterday and stuff. You know what I mean? So we born here. You see what I'm saying? So we got to do something to kind of level the playing field and get back in. That's why they call it the race. We got to get back in the race. You know what I mean? And start, gaining some momentum and gaining some ground and get our priorities straight. That college is killing us, man. And then we get there, and I'm not sure what's the lore behind it, but you get there, and then there's no wealth in that. And the people we're conditioned to, if I'm not making enough income, well, let me go back to school. What? Ain't gonna be more debt.
Right.
Doesn't make sense. Nah, what you need to do is find something that.
Well, they programmed us to believe that the education comes in so many different forms.
Right.
Like,
you can educate yourself to own a business.
every day.
Not educate yourself to be a worker.
Right, and so
you know what I mean?
Even in the college realm, a lot of what you talk about is theoretical. Theoretical ain't gonna help you in your day-to-day process.
Right.
So you need something that's gonna be applicable right now.
Correct.
And so with technology being the way it is, it's almost like school is almost like an archaic thought process.
Correct.
For 4 years.
Right.
So it don't make no sense.
Let me try to play y'all some videos here, but that's one of the things that I expressed my concern since we partnered with Freddie is that, and Freddie wanted to argue with me, the representative Freddie, assistant at that, was sat right here telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I do this. What are you talking about? I do this.
Like math wise, you come
no,
up with
it's
$100,000 worth of debt, but your job only got you sitting.
You know what this woman told me? She told me, nah, it's the cars that we buy, it's this. No, ma'am, it's these student loans.
It's way more than a car.
Right. But some people told us, I got my into the street. I know what's going on.
Can we ask a question right now, or you want to questions later? Okay. Did y'all have any questions? She has one.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
So as far as the down payment assistance,
Mhm.
can the fund, is it designed only for the down payment, or can it be also to reduce, I guess, maybe the points, maybe I'm off on that?
No, the points is gonna be with,
Or the price of the selling price, is it just for down?
just for down payment. Now, you will get the grants, one grant from us, and you're eligible to get another grant from, Fannie to go to help with the closing costs, plus the seller can contribute up to 3% for closing costs. Now, that has nothing to do with reducing the principal, which you negotiate on that house, And as far as points, it's gonna be, that's something totally different. We don't charge any points unless you wanna buy down a particular rate.
That's what I'm saying.
So you could take what the par rate is, and go from there, but if you're trying to buy down into a rate, that's separate,
Just the.
that's a separate thing. And there's no, you can't fund that because that's tax deductible. That makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah, so you're not gonna get double paid.
So the only time you can negotiate the price of the house down is when you're in the negotiating part.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So there's nothing, unless you have, there is one circumstance. I've seen a principal reduction in a couple of circumstances, when there's a lanyard or a surplus of money. So let me explain. Typically, when people work with me, besides for crowd, I haven't done one of these, this is brand new. But I do a lot of, the regular TDHCA.
You know him?
No,
Or is
I
he-
don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of TDHCA, I do a lot of, the regular, down payment assistance programs, where you get 4% from the government, the grants. So there's something called earnest money. Earnest money is like 1%. That's to make sure you're serious about the transaction. So once you go into contract, the seller wants 1% earnest money down up front, just to make sure you have some skin in the game. That goes off for your down payment. So when I get 4% down payment assistance, and you couple that with FHA, which is 3.5% down, you wipe out your down payment, plus you get another 0.5% towards closing costs. Are y'all following me on that? So sometimes when I get max concessions from the seller contributed, let's say 3% or 6%. Consider you do 6% of FHA. Let's say they contributed a whole bunch. So I got that money coming from the government, I got the seller contributions, and I got your earnest money. So there's a surplus. So sometimes you're gonna get back most of the time when you deal with me, because that's how I set it up. You get all your earnest money back. And then there's a surplus. So that surplus goes off the principal. But it has to be negotiated correctly. The back end approach how I do, like how much can I afford, and get your realtor to, I don't care if it's easy making a deal. A lot of them get lazy and they want to just make the deal. This is what I need. Does that make sense?
So you end up with a surplus behind the 4% from the FHA?
No, 4% from the government, like TDHCA, SET, or whatever.
Okay.
You got that coming in. That's 3.5% for your down payment, 4% grant, so that wipes out your down payment, gives you another 0.5% towards your closing costs. You got seller concessions coming in, plus I got my earnest money.
All that for the down payment.
Right. No, all that's for the whole transaction.
The whole transaction.
So let's say the seller contribution wiped out your closing costs. The grant wiped out your down payment. And I got another 0.5%, and I got my earnest money. So I'm gonna get back all of my earnest money, plus whatever I spend, my option money. And whatever is left, that goes off of the principal. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So most of the time, my customers come back with a check. Let's say it's a $200,000 house, a $2,000 check, plus then they got their principal reduced. It's all on how you negotiate it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
So it is.
then, hold on one second. So then, like say I had one close, when was this, on the 13th? So you close on the 13th, your first payment not till March, you skip a month. And I got the $2,000, I could spend it on, well, that was all negotiated in there. But I could either move an expense, or I could put that $2,000 towards my principal and reduce my principal even more and get paid off even quicker. So I set you up to win. Does that make sense? If I'm with the proper realtor, so I'm not gonna say everything, because some realtors fight against me. They stuck in the old school. Nah, I'm coming with new school way, because I want this to be. My game plan is you be so delighted at the end, because I want the whole family. I want to say, so you gonna give me mom, grandma, them, everybody at the end. Because we don't, all these down payment system things, we don't make that much money. But if I get the whole family, then I'd rather do multiple. That's why I do a lot of them, you know. So, but these are going to be a new thing. This is more long term. You know, if you working on your credit. That's why I had her Sally. She just got out of school, so she established herself. You know. Sorry. So what's your name?
Clinton.
Clinton. Okay. You seen us on what? Instagram, Facebook? Instagram. Okay. Gotcha. You called me, or is it no? This is you called me. Okay, I got you. All right. So you pretty much missed the presentation, but I'm about to play some videos.
Well, I have another question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Just so the question, or did anybody else have any other questions?
Well, I was going to ask about, I mean, I see everything that you have here. What about those who are educators? What's available for that?
So the home funding is for everybody. So it's not specifically for educators. There's T-SHAC, and there's the other down payment assistance program for that's quote unquote marketed towards educators. If you look at the fine print, anybody can get the same money. You don't necessarily have to be an educator. So anybody that's eligible can get the same money. You know, so but some people market it towards that to get that particular business in. So they'll say, hey, this is for cops, this is for nurses, this is for teachers. But if you look at the fine print, I can get anybody. You can't exclude somebody because of their vocation for a grant. You know, so they marketed it towards it. Let me see if this volume actually works. Let's go to some of these stores. YouTube, there we go.
Was that you, Quentin? That you're trying to get
This
in?
apartment complex on Sly Avenue 2 weeks ago left several families homeless.
When I go to the front of the apartment and I saw that burn down, I was in shock. It's all my years of hard work. I came from Cuba in November of 2000, and since the first days that I came here, we work a lot and we give our son the best we can do.
I just see my mom crying, and I go over to her and say, "What's wrong?" And then she says, "We gotta go to the house." And I say, "Okay." And then we go over to the house, and I see smoke, and I'm really terrified.
Due to the tragedy, we had a friend called a line through HomeFundMe, and he explained to me that there's people that can help you get through this process. So we started shopping for a new home, and the money started coming in, and little by little it started getting there. So we're looking at each other like we have our down payment, we have all the money that we needed to get, and it's just awesome.
mother gave me a call and told me about what had happened, that there was a fire, that they had lost their home, they had lost everything, and asked how I can help. Their mindset was, we need a place right now. And I tried to talk to them, rather than rent something, let's buy something. Let's use this tragedy, for something good. So I put them in touch with the people at Home Funding, and they took over from there. And the story is where we are now in their new home.
I've never been in this situation, so I wasn't expecting much. But when I started getting messages and people wanted to help, people I didn't know from Puerto Rico, from other places, that left me messages and encouraging messages. So that was really nice.
That was amazing. We got a lot of people here from Tampa that even
That's
we
how
don't
you-
know
on Facebook,
that
that's how
donate
your,
us, and that was
campaign page
very
gonna look.
kind of them.
So you
That
can
was
keep
awesome.
track of all
I
your
was really
donations.
happy that all those people who donated had a good heart.
When I heard that the funds were raised, I was so happy for them, knowing that they were just that one more step closer to owning their home.
Home for me is a big deal.
Home Funding was an awesome way to get people together to know your story.
There are a lot of people out there that every single story can touch their hearts and they gonna help.
If there's people who have good hearts, people will give $1 or whatever they have, because every little bit helps. Trust me, I know that for a fact.
No, I'm not saying you have to have a sob story like that, but they got plenty of different stories on there. Trying to see what is kind of more.
So do you, recommend,
I wasn't looking for something at the time. We weren't in the market. We weren't ready to buy at that time. I was randomly looking and this house pops up. It's just gorgeous. The picture from the outside, just beautiful, and old and big, and I was just like, I love this house.
I feel it became my home pretty much the first night, actually.
you recommend, signing up for the home funding and the up to it at the same time?
You can, yeah, I would definitely, because either way you can earn the money shopping and towards your campaign. So, but first thing first, like I said in advance, let me get you pre-qualified first.
Oh,
Yeah, go to my website first, HLCmortgage.com, fill out the application first. Then sign up for the home funding. That way I can see where you're at as far as credit and all that. I can help you on both ends. So there's no sign up for the home funding, because what happens is, then, well, you can always pick me on that, but they gonna put you through corporate. You see what I'm saying? So this, right, just funnel it to me, that way it'll just be a lot easier. That way I don't have to, go through the red tape and all that stuff.
We had already put work into it. I had just come back from Schaumburg and pretty much went from the house we were living in to this house in that day that I came back. As soon as I fell asleep, it was a very comfortable sleep, and from there on, it was home. It was home.
The data says that when families own their own home instead of renting, all kinds of positive things happen, both in the community and the family. Children attend school more, their grades go up, there's less juvenile delinquency, there's less divorce. Every time a family's able to buy a home, you're improving not only the community itself, but their quality of life.
So the process for setting up my campaign was actually very easy. First of all, it started out with just small amounts, and it was like, okay, all right, this is great. When we got
That would be great.
for the down payment and even more, I was ecstatic. This is really gonna happen. I'm actually gonna get this house.
It's a good program. I think people didn't know about it. It helps people get homes, and that's what it did for us. I couldn't be happier about it, really.
And this is it, and this is the house that we're gonna have our holidays in, and this is the house that we're gonna make all our memories in. This is mine. This is so great.
If this program had been around years previously, thousands of more families would be homeowners now instead of renting.
Absolutely do it. 100% do it. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what your friends are gonna be able to do. It makes people feel good to be helpful and to know that they did this great thing for their friends and family. People like helping people. So, give it a try.
So I just wanted to show you that one. That way, you don't have to have a tragedy in order to qualify, in order to get people to contribute. You never know what's out there. Like they had that 5,000 anonymous. You might have online a secret admirer or something,
This is
I
Connie
wanna
and
support
Ashley,
you, you know what I mean?
and we're in Beach and just bought our first home together. We're planning to get married this upcoming summer, and we're loving our new house.
When we initially launched the campaign, we weren't expecting much. After I sent it to my dad, he suggested, hey, you know, you're
I wanna say this because
I
I thought this was gonna come up in the answer, in the questions, that the great thing about this is that you guys don't know is that before, you still have to do the gift letter online, but the process before, after 9/11, was that I would have, in order for me to give you the funds, I would have to have my bank account and the gift letter. So, so let's say grandma don't want you to know how much she got in the bank. So she'll never give up her bank account. So she got the money, but she should give it, but she don't want everybody in her business. So this is great. I don't need the bank statement. She could give anonymously and then sign the bank, and that way we don't need to know how much she got in the bank. So before there was a big, especially in our community, a big problem with gifting because most people don't want you to know. They think that everybody's gonna know how much money they got. Right, so I think it will give people.
They will give you a check before they give you their.
Right.
It's crazy because they check account number is on the check. Like,
right, but nah, that's something about that statement. People don't want that statement. They'll give it to you. They don't want you to know what they're holding. So this is a great opportunity for people that you have family members, friends that want to give, but they don't want you all up in their business. You see what I'm saying? So people will go amp to give at that point. I know I would be. I ain't giving no statements. You see what I'm saying? So it makes them more comfortable. So that was a huge problem. I'll let y'all look at one more, then we I'll recap, and then we can go ahead and wrap it up. Yeah. If they got any questions, write them down. If y'all got any questions.
Your wedding gift.
We're both doing grad school right now, and we're both teachers. That really relieved us some stress, knowing that we had some support from family and friends right away coming into this journey together.
When I first brought up this program, they were excited about it. They actually were getting married, and they thought about it. This is another great opportunity. Instead of asking for dishes, they're actually able to request for their friends and family members to donate towards their home ownership.
Oh, that's another thing.
It was the first time I heard about it,
well.
so naturally I wanted to learn more about the program. And once I knew the details, it was a no-brainer. This was going to be a great program, not just for Connor and Ashley, but for a lot of the buyers that I work with. Once the funds were raised, I guess we all probably just felt a little bit more relaxed because it was one less thing we had to focus on. So it really helped to bring focus to going out and looking at homes.
We fell in love with this house for many reasons. I love the open floor plan of the kitchen and living room. We also have a big yard. We love to be outside, and we have a deck on the front.
Really, the location is just wonderful for me. Work is only 10 minutes away at maximum, so I love being a part of the community that I teach in as well.
It's a great vehicle, a great platform, partnering with their friends, their family members, their coworkers, their community to help them achieve their dream of home ownership.
It is probably one of the best things that's ever happened to first-time home buyers, especially us. We had no idea about it coming into it. And don't be afraid to send it out to coworkers, to family, to friends, because you'll never know people that want to contribute and make your life and your new home something special for you.
So it really feels like we can grow a family in this space.
And you gotta realize too, people with money, they gotta give a certain amount, or they're gonna pay the taxes on it anyway. So they rather give towards a good cause. So a lot of people gotta get rid of this money, so they can write it off. Yes, tax benefit. Yeah, donation.
On your website, how do you know what the desired loan amount?
Remember I gave you the phone, how much can you afford? How much was comfortable for you? So what kind of questions, come on, I know y'all got some questions for me. I know you missed the whole presentation, I'm gonna recap the whole thing real quick for you, but the questions first, questions. Anything, it don't have to be about home funded. Also, if you think of something, if you go to homefunded.com, the website, there is a question and answer section, frequently asked questions. So, you know, if you wanna go in there and, you know, you think of something, there's that page as well. So, if I don't, answer, you know, if you think of something later on. So, anything. So it's completely, we're on the same page, how this works. Pretty easy, right?
So the crowdfunding is completely new, that's completely.
It's a new concept. I think it just launched in 18. This is gonna be like its second year. And I think it hadn't got, I was telling Monica this the other day, it hadn't caught on here in Houston because it's not an immediate thing. Most loan officers want, and most realtors want immediate gratification. So they're gonna push products that's, so this is more long term. This is, you know, you got a long time to raise this money. I would wanna market it, if you have a big Instagram following, big Facebook following, you can raise the money quickly. It depends on how you market it. You know, so you got 300,000-400,000 followers, you know, or you got 5,000 friends on Facebook, you know, $2 each, do a $2 campaign, run your ads, show them a house that, you know, you try to get, and, you know, tell you a little story on social media, and then have the funds come in, you know, so social media influencers, this would be a great program, you know, and if you're not trying to get in a house immediately, it's a good build-up. So that's why they're not pushing it, because it's not, most people want, I want this month, but it ain't this month. So this is a long-term plan, you know, but my thing is I'm gonna try to go up to some of the influencers and they'll get it immediately, and then I get a whole bunch of people that this pipeline stuff. Later on, we'll get the house. It'll be a while, but you'll get it, and then you'll tell friends, and the friends already know, so they gonna do it. So just spread from there. Does that make sense? So just a recap of, I forgot his name, Clinton, real quick. It's basically a new concept. We have a trademark on it. We partnered with Fannie and Freddie, CFG Financial. So no other lender has this. You're able to crowdsource your down payment from anyone, strangers, family, friends, which is different because the regulation was it has to be a family member, coworker, or a friend before, and we had to, before the gifts, we had to have a statement showing where the money come from, all this stuff. It was a whole bunch of paperwork for everybody else. The crowdsourcing allows you can donate anonymously online. We don't gotta trace anything. And these funds are legit. So it gives people opportunity that wouldn't have donated before, they could donate without people being all in their business. So it's easy. You have 12 months to close on a house, 24 months if you want to do Up It. Up It, I went before. It's a component of Home Funded that we partner with several retailers like Walgreens and Petco and Target and stuff like that, that when you shop there, a percentage of your payment of your shopping goes towards your campaign. So each one of them vary from 2 to 20%. So you can start shopping 24 months out. Let's say I want to buy in 2022. So I can, myself and all my family members start shopping, and that's gaining money towards my down payment. And on top of, I can have people donate. So my shopping goes, because you're gonna buy groceries and stuff anyway. So I'm gonna buy the ones that can have this money kicked to the side. So you have that you can do for a year, and then you have the campaign that you can do for a year. Or you can do both at the same time.
How much percentage goes from the grocery to the account that you saved up? Like, what's the percentage that's going from like that?
It's 3%. It's a regular conventional product. So 3% is the max. But we're gonna give you a percent. CMG gives you a grant of a percent, up to a percent. So let's use this amount of 200,000. 3% is 6,000. So you have to raise at least 4,000, and we'll give you the other 2. Does that make sense? Plus, we got other grants as well. We have the $1,500 towards closing costs. There's another grant that you get from Fannie for another $1,500 towards closing costs. So you get up to $3,000 towards closing costs, plus you could get a % from us as far as grant to help you with the campaign. So it's he made it so it's you know what I mean? You know.
So this program for people that are looking for houses, like to move into.
Right. So let me understand that. If I understand, if you're looking for housing in the future to move into, is that what you're asking me?
I'm just like the concept of like this funding programs for like people that are like helping people like to move into like their houses.
No, this is for first time home buyers.
Okay.
If you need help
Okay.
with people, let's say I don't have the money to put towards my down payment, or I have this helps me gain a strategy to help save that down payment.
So
Does that make sense? So let's say, for example, right now I'm a ways out. That's why I told you to apply first. Let's say I got to work on my credit, so I can start shopping now and start gaining that money towards my down payment instead of me trying to save my own money. I can use this money. You see what I'm saying? And I can be working on my credit. So I can be using this money shopping and campaigning. So this helps me save my down payment money and get my credit straight at the same time. Does that make sense? So it's a long-term thing.
Okay. So whenever you do get the house, like, can you is there restriction on what you can use the house for? You can like rent it out, or can you like?
No, it has to be your primary residence.
Okay.
Yeah,
You have to live there.
You have to live there. Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's a stipulation, there's a tongue in cheek. Again, as a loan officer, I can't tell you this, but again, as long as your license is there, and as long as you have mail going there, nobody's gonna check. But you can, if they happen to check, you can serve some time for mortgage fraud.
So also in the state of Texas, when they say primary resident, it can be up to a 4-plex.
Right. I
already can feel where you trying to go.
Right.
So like up to a 4-plex, you can still live in it and then rent the other ones out.
Right.
But if you've never, like he said before, if you've never been a homeowner before, you might want to try for like a duplex to get yourself, like get your feet wet first. And then, as you get more pieces of property, then go into like a 4-plex.
Right. Well, 4-plex is reminder probably knows it's hard to find.
Yeah, right.
And you got to know
That's
like before they go on the market and then be ready to go when they go on the market.
Even a triplex is
hard to find. Yeah.
In Houston.
Right.
So
you got to go.
Well, they're not hard to find. They're out there, but the price point.
They're hard to get.
The
price point.
Right.
Yeah.
So you might want to start with like a duplex, and at least you'll be paying the rent on or paying the mortgage on it by renting out the other one.
Right. So this is not really for investors. This is for people that's trying to gain their first home. So
That's what I thought it was for.
Right now, this is not really for an investor type deal. Now, I have investor products and stuff like that, but it won't be crowdsourcing. There's no, government programs for helping investors. There's government programs, but there's a caveat to that. Again, you can take advantage of government for the duplex, especially if you're just starting off, duplex or triplex. So all you need to do is live in one side. Let's say I do have a triplex. I'm going to use FHA loan. If the same rules apply, I'm going to live in one side, then I'm going to rent the other two out. The two that I'm going to rent out is going to pay for my living expenses. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pay my rent, I'm going to pay, my mortgage as if I was paid as well. So I'm going to use those funds, plus I'm going to put some toward the principal. I'm going to get that thing paid out in 9 years. And then I'm going to move out.